I'm going crazy. 무뎌져.
After Jung finally said that you both will visit Busan together, your excitement level was on peak not only because of Grandma's wish but also happy for yourself and for Jungkook that you're gonna visit one of his most memorable places with him. After a long time, he'll go there. As you guys decided to go to Busan, Mr. Jun said that you both go by air, but then Jung denied it, saying you guys will go by road. And you agreed with him, thinking that you will have more time to spend with him easily. Currently in your bedroom, you were taking out clothes to pack, but somehow your mind was still thinking about how Jung will react when he will know the reality of the idea about going to Busan. Just like every other girl, you also wish to go on honeymoon with your husband at some beautiful place. And to be honest, Busan and its countryside is best for it, but the reason for it wasn't letting you feel good somehow. Just then the bedroom door was opened when Jung came back from his dad's room with his laptop. "Oh, you're finally back. Did your online meeting go well?" He asked him with a light smile, but in return, he only nodded while placing his laptop on the bed and sitting with the headboard of the bed. Ready to work on his laptop, he bit your lip as his sixth sense can predict that something is not right. "Jung, what about your packing? Which of your suits or shirts should I pack?" As you asked, he was already typing over his laptop. He didn't look up but answered your question. "Just pack a few one that you like." Giving his short reply, started to frequently type or left. Beside placing your dress on the bed, he walked to the other side of the bed where he was sitting. With a hesitant voice, you asked him, "Jungkook, is everything okay?" And again, he gave you a cold shoulder by only humming. A thin line formed by your lips. You grabbed his hand away from his laptop and tried to snatch his laptop. But he placed it aside from his lap. That made you slip on the floor, but his quick grip on your wrist made you fall in his lap. "Oh, thank God, my beautiful face was about to break by this floor." You side-eyed him who was looking at you with his expressionless face. Slowly you wrapped your arms around his neck. See, when God wants us to discuss what theory is playing inside your mind. You probably said with a chin up, making Jung sigh in defeat. Finally, he wrapped his one arm around your waist, making you move closer to him with a smile on your face. His other hand came up, took up your neck and placed a flick over your chin. His action somehow made you so shy that you diverted your gaze to the other side. Nervousness was clearly showing on your face, and he don't get advantage of it by teasing you impossible. He again leaned and picked your neck, then backed off, watching your red face. He chuckled. "I love this habit of you blushing on very small, intimate action will one day be the reason of mine." You catch me slipped his shoulder. "Don't talk, please." He chuckled and leaned to your ear, his heartbeat hitting your neck. You felt knots forming in your stomach. "I only decided to go there because now you're my priority or everything in my life." His words took your breath away. He went silent when you raised your hands and cupped his cheeks, caressing that side mark on his cheek with a thumb. You whispered, "That's how life plays with us. It will bring us to the point where we don't have a better choice according to us, but that's our point of view. If you see it from a destiny point of view, then we will know how many blessings are waiting for us in that path." Jung tried to understand your words, staring deep in your eyes, but somehow he wasn't able to identify the real thing actually going in your mind. You pecked his cheek and hugged him, placing your head on his chest, closing your eyes, feeling that anonymous peace like always, but you were only repeating in your mind that, "Jungkook, by deciding on going to Busan together, you have proved yourself the best husband. Now it's my turn to share my love as a wife, as your life's best choice to you." Next day, Jung and Wan got ready after lunch for Busan. Mrs. Jun told Jungkook to keep the luggage in the car. Drunk while walking out of the home with you beside her. With a smile, you turned facing her to bid goodbye, but you noticed an unwanted guilt on her face. "What happened, Mom?" Innocently you asked her. She gently held your soft hand in her, slowly tapping on it with a deep breath. She said, "And dear, I know you're doing this to complete Jung's grandma's wish. That's why me and his father are a bit guilty. My beautiful daughter, I know like every other girl, you also wish to go to a beautiful place on honeymoon, but you realized where she was hinting. So by shaking your head, you stopped her from talking further. Looking on the other side, you saw Jungkook, who was talking to the gardener, beautiful smile appeared on your lips, Mom. I can understand your emotions. But now you're still my husband is my life priority now. My most safe and beautiful place is Jungkook. Wherever he will be happy and healthy, that will be the most favorite and beautiful place in my eyes. I just want Chung to lose those grudges because somehow he's hurting his own self from inside and I don't want that. June smiled back at you. She was all relaxed because she clearly knows that her son is in good hands now. After that, you hugged her and walked to the car, but then you looked back and towards the balcony on the first floor where Grandma was standing. You smiled at her too and waved at her. Grandma nodded back to you. You sat in the car and fastened the seatbelt. Chung started the car and drove on the way out. It was a silent ride for half an hour. You were feeling discomfort by the silence. Or you can say his silence, feeling with your fingers. You are looking at friend, moving your gaze slowly to him. When your eyes stopped over his hand, holding the steering wheel, you can sense his grip was that tight on it that his blue and green veins were clearly visible. His long, slender fingers wrapped around it. You can say that you have a thing about his hands. You came out of your thoughts when he took a sharp turn. Looking away with hot cheeks, you got an idea. Can I play music in the car? You asked in soft tune. He looked at you and nodded. You lightly smiled, and while touching the screen, you chose a playlist of a romantic song. This playlist looked good. You pressed the start button of the song, and the beautiful melody started to spread in air. Chung found the melody of the song so calm that it caught his attention. He gazed at the song name that was Still With You. Hearing the lyrics, you looked out of the car by the window side and realized that you guys were passing through a beautiful path that was filled with different big trees with different flowers in them. You started to sing along it with a humming tune. The lyrics of the song were too warm to melt anyone's heart. You were still watching the scenery outside the car window and singing along the song with perfect rhythm. Then noticed your happy look. His heart melted by the beautiful sight that he felt. His worries and frustration fading away in the air as it wasn't there before, and a smile curled up on his lips. You flinched a little when you felt his fingers locking on your finger. You turned to look at him. He faced you with a smile. You smiled back and he started to sing along to you, tightly holding your hand on his thigh. Your gaze shifted to the window and you saw that the sun was about to set in a while. After a few minutes, Young stopped the car. You looked at him with curious eyes as it was an empty highway road. Let's go. You didn't question him, but your expression were enough for him. You quietly obeyed him and came out of the car, walking beside you, intertwining his fingers with yours and walked ahead to the peak of hill. When you reached more further, you realized why I brought you here. Wow, so beautiful. It was a beautiful chromatic view of sunset behind the city of Los Angeles, incredible, looking like a fictional scene. Chung saw your amazed expression and check out. Whenever I pass through this route, I always try to stop here at sunset time to see this beautiful free view. You can totally agree with his words. Who wouldn't like to stay here and have this unpaid mental peace therapy? You felt his breath in your neck or standing so close to you behind, his arm sliding your waist. Young chuckled in your dark brown eyes. He leaned and pet your head, then he tapped his hand on your shoulder, soft hurting his skin and then hitting your skin softly. But how do you know about this place? He felt his body shifting at the question. Once Grandpa also brought me here when we were going to Busan. This place is one of my favorite childhood places. You closed your eyes as cold air was hitting your skin. You felt a relief that he shared this with you. You grasped his hand that replaced over your legs. This moment was so mesmerizing that he wished the time should stop here for a while. You both stay here like this, feeling each other's love, emotion, and touch. You like this? No, I love this. Giggled at your words. His giggle stopped when you turned fully, still in his arm, and wrapped your arm around his neck. He stared in your eyes when he got your answer, slowly leaning down and tilting his head. He placed yours so softly, his grip around you tightened, bringing you more closer to him. You let him in it, softly taking you between his while this couple was busy in their look when behind the sunset was happening. For For you, this scene was like out of a fictional novel. After a while, they reached a traditional wooden guest house that was booked by Mr. Jung for both of them. Jung entered the living room after parking the car. He was thinking about washing up quickly and then having dinner. But his feet halted when he saw your cheering figure walking in here and there, touching those traditional equipments and interior designing as they were some sort of out of world thing. Seems like you really like this traditional house. He gave him a nod with a big smile. Or what? I've also thought that when we'll get old, instead of living in a city and those modern houses, we will buy a traditional house in the countryside and to spend our old days peacefully. He said this all with a proud smile, still looking here and there. He was amazed by your thoughts, but not surprised. He wouldn't lie if he clearly accepts how much a man invests in his home and loves his family. It's still a woman who can convert those four walls into a beautiful home, whether it's a palace, bungalow, or a small local house. And with that, he knew he was one of those luckiest men to have that type of woman in his life. She can make any man go crazy for her. But God has only chosen her for me. Okay, now come here. He walked to you with a lavish smirk on his face. You looked at him with confused expressions. What? He didn't answer you but picked you up in a bridal style. You quickly wrapped your arms around his neck. I was thinking of taking a good shower, but then thought, alone it will be so boring. You quickly hide your red face in his neck, making him laugh as he brings you to the bathroom. For dinner, Chunk and you went to a nearby little town, which was shining with rushing people and different street foods here and there. You both decided to walk around in town and to have a look at local restaurants. But then you dragged Chunk to local street stalls, where street food was being prepared and steams were going up from the roof of stalls. Many couples and teenagers were also standing there enjoying their night. At first, Chang made weird faces saying that these street foods aren't good for health and the oil is not good at all. But you didn't even let him complete his sentence, and now you both were standing in front of a sweet potato stop, eating it. See, I told you this food will be delicious. Just look at your face, your expression, you're saying it's amazing. I'm only eating this because I'm hungry, my lady. Yeah, make more excuses, and you think I'll believe them? Now, I will choose at which stall we will go. His strong eyes tried to move around a stall in front of him, but suddenly he saw a guy in front of him. Wait, a guy? And he realized that guy wasn't standing in front of him, but in front of you. Excuse me? He called you respectfully. Yes, Mr. Chung blinked his eyes while holding sweet potato in his one hand. You look a little older than me, so can I call you Nana? He chuckled as he asked in sweet and respectful voice, Sure. Why sure? No, sure. No one is here. Chung put his leg in between. Oh, Nana, is he your brother? Chung's mouth fell down with that sweet potato. When Vine saw Chung's expression, she tried to control her laugh. From which angle do I look up that thing? While laughing didn't even fully said brother, and you're laughing shamelessly? He annoyingly said to you, You stop laughing and shook your head. What's your problem? I'm talking to her, not you, mister. A little boy, you're talking to my wife. And openly trying to flirt with her, how dare you? That young guy was not stunned. He looked at you and you nodded to him. Oh, Nana, I'm sorry. Stop calling her Nana and get lost from here. That guy got scared and quickly disappeared from there. When that guy went away, you faced Uncle. Then you shouldn't have talked to him like that. He was talking respectfully. So what? I should have let him call me your kids these days think they pass high school so they can do whatever they want. Calm down. We are standing in public. Jung stopped and looked around. Suddenly realized he was standing in public where few people were already looking at them. Another thing, Mr. Jung, he side-eyed him. He raised his eyebrow. You got jealous of the little guy. You giggled, saying that to him, but instead of taking that as a joke, he leaned, cupping your neck and placed his lips on yours. Your eyes widened when he did it. Your mind went numb for seconds when he chewed your lips in his. Unintentionally, your eyes went closed because it's his magic that you always gave in to him. You both forget it was a public place and most of it many local people were looking at both of you. Few were shocked, few cheering, and few were saying how shameless today's couples are. And girls, they were dreaming to have a man like Jungkook in their life. Walking on the footpath together, you both were eating ice cream. On the way to guest house, Sung was holding you one hand and time to time looking at you. The reason was you were giving him a cold shoulder because of that aggressiveness in public. He finished to ask him and you were still ignoring him. Sweetheart, Chung called you in most soft voice, but you were intentionally busy in eating ice cream. My love, I deserve more attention than that ice cream cone. Again ignored how Chung stood in front of you making you stop. His veiny hands cupped your face. Now your eyes were tiredly staring in his. You noticed his eyes getting more softer and dope. I'm sorry, my love. According to you, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But for me, he stopped and closed his eyes and again opened them. For me, what I did wasn't wrong though. Yeah, maybe I talked too aggressively with that guy, but it's my wife in public, not to show them that you are my wife because they and their opinion doesn't matter for me. You only matter for me. It's here to show you that no matter whoever will come into your life to impress you and make you happy, no one can make you happier than me. No one can love you more than me. No one can take care of you better than me. You know why? I was saying each and every word while looking deep into your eyes, because I know God have gifted me this gem that is not only biggest responsibility of my life, but the charm of my life too. Join my own, you're only mine, and I'll never hesitate to show that anywhere, everywhere. Saying this, he left your face with a stuffed face. He was waiting for your response. Without looking at him, you walked beside him. His expression became sad as he thought you would pass by him. But he stopped and tiptoed, placing your lips on his cheek. With a giggle, you were backing off when he snagged his arm around your waist and placed his lips on yours. You're in shock, not that it was unexpected. Somehow you have realized how he is always straightforward. He was mostly right. His answers were always on logic. It was like logic itself was in need of him. Same night when you both were sleeping in the bedroom and your phone made a little sound, you woke up at the sound of the alarm and turned it off. Your gaze shifted beside you, where Charlotte Young was sleeping in his dream world. He was sleeping on his stomach, a smile curved up on your lips. While holding the sheet carefully on your body, you leaned to his face and placed a peck over his pouty lips. Brushing his already messed up hairs, leaning more to his ear, you whispered, Happy birthday, Jungkook. I promise to make this birthday of your life fully memorable. You have been the best husband for me. Your eyes got teary in words of emotions. What you call happiness and joy. You never imagined your married life would be this beautiful. It's all because of this man lying beside you. I pray to God to give you every happiness you deserve, either it's with my presence or without my presence. I only want you to be happy. You again leaned and placed a peck on his head, then slowly back off. Your body was shrugged back by a tight force on your vest. Your eyes widened when you saw him awake, his eyes looking in yours like a sea of deep emotion. Before you can say a word, he whispered in his deep, sleepy voice, Your only presence is the reason for my happiness, and I will never allow you to pray for your absence in my life. His big hand cupped your neck and brought it so close to his and whispered, Never, never leave me alone without you even imagining that feels so wrong. Holding the sheets over both of the boy, presses or you're hungrily earning up from you. Next morning, you were standing in the kitchen making normal breakfast for him, as omelette paired with juice, when you heard footsteps getting closer behind you. Without turning around, you greeted him, Good morning. As always, his habit of hugging his arms around your figure kept his round head on your shoulder looking at the shelf, but you're making a very good morning, sweetheart. You didn't even know how many times he has called you by this nickname, but every time he pronounces it, every time it feels new and more romanized. That makes knots in your stomach. And back off and eat this. He kept his sandwich and plate and decided a glass of juice. This little grocery was done by this guest house owner's wife, who was Mr. Jung's family friend. You already thanked them for this formality on the call last night. I thought we were going out for breakfast. Then what about these efforts done by Mrs. Smith? We can't waste food, right? Right. He brushed it on your neck when slowly used. He looked at your neck and smirk formed on his lips. Someone was giving me cold shoulder last night, but ended up with. You slapped it. Kept quiet. God has gifted me a gentleman but a shameless one. He laughed at your words, gave him breakfast. Wait, where are you going? Any breakfast? You eat. I have to make a call at home. I'll be back. And eat with you. Okay. Somehow you make an excuse and quickly went to the living room and called someone. Hello, yes. Is it prepared? I need those papers this evening, please. While you were talking on the phone, John came to the living room, finding you for something, but then he heard you talking to someone. He got confused about which papers are you talking about. Yes, thank you so much. And now whom you are thanking, he thought. That evening you brought him to one of the special places you wanted to visit with him. You had blindfolded him from the guest house. As he doesn't know where you have brought him, holding his arm carefully, told him to stop walking. Are we there? Yes. Taking a deep breath, you opened his blindfold. A cold breeze hit his skin. When he clearly opened his eyes, he paused when he saw where you brought him. Surprise! I saw the lake in your childhood pictures. I wanted to bring you here on your birthday. Your breath hitched when you saw him expressionless. His gaze moved around, watching those lightings and decoration near the lake, giving it more beautiful and romantic touches. I thought this place is good for a romantic private date. You were getting scared by his silence. You start to get nervous on your mistake. Maybe I should have talked to Bella or Mama. Why am so dumb? You thought, cursing yourself. Again you said in nervousness with stuttering words, it's okay if you don't like it. I'll not mind. But his sudden voice shocked you. You knew everything from the beginning. Well, but the way he said that didn't find harsh or angry, but a calm tone. But he scoffed and faced you. Grandma, she told you everything and requested you to bring me here, right? He wasn't questioning from you, but telling you. You don't have what to say anything as you somehow knew his reaction, but you don't know what to say now. His fingers felt towards your chin, holding it, made you look up. His eyes were holding an unknown affection. Don't ever feel guilty about something you weren't a part of. So maybe I wasn't part of your childhood, but now I'm one of the main parts of your life. And I'm not doing this just because Grandma said to me, but for my husband, for your happiness. But his expression, you knew that your emotional world somehow convinced him. He was still looking at you. You don't know what is going on in his mind, but the only thing you currently knew was to make this birthday one of the happiest birthday for him. Seeing your arms around his neck, he placed your head on his chest. He hugged your back securely. Sometimes we have to live a few years with no changes. It's better for us, our future. By keeping like a person inside us will never give us any benefit. You felt his arms tightening around you, and a smile curved up on your lip. And at first when you backed up a little with a smile, you faced him, your face bright and warm, and he saw his funny smile appearing on his face beside. This day can't be more perfect for me as well. If you all let his dramatic words and expressions outweigh, you opened your phone and video called Jung's parents. They attended the call and wished him. Jung was happy to see that you also cared for his parents and thought about them. Until now, he also knew that you can't do this all alone. They must have helped you in many things. And again, he thanked God for giving him such a beautiful family, best parents, sibling, and a wife who can do anything just to make him happy. After the video call, you told him that you have something else for him. When you come back, he was watching those decorations and the lake beside it. He must be remembering his childhood memory. Walking towards him from back to back. With a slight smile, he looked down at your hands. His smile turned into curiosity when he saw a file in your hands covered by red ribbon. Taking the file from your hand, he faced you and opened the ribbon, then looked at the documents inside them. His eyes widened a little. He gazed at her and then at the documents. You bought this whole lake? Yes, with the help of Dad. You were excited, smiling. And there he was standing, thinking how to thank you, how to say something. You were pampering him more and more, and by this, his every breath was witnessing that like him, there is no one else who can love him more than you do, and the way you do. But before he can say something, you spoke. Your surprise had not finished, my dear husband. You held his hand in yours and guided him behind a place near this lake. Quietly he was obeying you. Finally, you both entered in a small wooden cottage that was also decorated with candles everywhere, and a fresh jasmine scent was spread all over the place. Just beside the hall there was a bedroom where he reached after following you. But when he entered, then his eyes with his soul were freezed. The king-size bed was full of rose petals, and you were standing beside the bed. Your back was facing him. His heartbeat became at an inhuman speed when your hand went to your back where you was situated. His breath completely hissed when you gripped, and oh, he can't even count how many breaths he skipped until you won that. He gulped a lump when your lung fell on the floor. His eyes forgot to blink when what you were wearing underneath it. It was that black night dress that he gifted you at the wedding with the little letter inside it saying he liked black one more. He was swearing that if you turned up, then he would definitely lose his capacity of thinking. And that happened with blushing face and shy gaze that you were unable to look up. And there he had already lost his thinking capacity. Slowly, you walked closer to him. Standing in front of him, you placed your hands on his chest. And by your hand on his chest, you can sense how fast his heart was beating. Currently, neither your eyes were filled with any, nor his, but still there was heat of that unlimited emotion that was showing only sign of love in the air. They say when a beloved woman is away from her man, she is the world's most beautiful woman for him. But when she finally confessed her love to him, at the exact time her value became less in his eyes. Because after confession, she restrained herself and his boundaries for life, but he became free from her boundaries for a lifetime. Jung was about to deny what you said, but you again said. But after marrying you, that saying was proved as a white lie for me. He sighed in relief but held your waist, making you closer to him. He whispered, even if you said that, you already don't believe this saying, but I promise you that never once I'll let you feel like this, never. You proudly smiled and wrapped your arms around his neck. He tiptoed and whispered in his ear, now let me give you your gift of tonight. Saying this, you leaned to it and placed over his. After marriage, it was the first time when you were giving yourself to him, and like this, it was always him to start intimacy first. His grip on your waist tightened when your hand went in his ears. Tilting his head, he explored you, letting him dominate you fully. With a pinch on your waist, he felt him smirking when his soul started to get weak in his arms. While melting in him, he carefully placed his arms under your waist, picked you up without leaving you. He tightly wrapped your arms around his neck. Going to the bed, he carefully placed you on it as you were some sort of antique piece that was priceless. Then you weren't able to look into his eyes because of shyness. He was feeling proud while watching your eyes when he leaned, hiding his face in your ears, and whispered, let's enjoy my birthday gift, sweetheart. Saying this, he placed it on you. It was already 5 a.m. and the whole night it didn't let you sleep peacefully. And just morning started and he was getting started too. But you were too tired not home. Jungkook, you called his name, who was about to start from zero. Raised his head up with his messed up hairs that you saw and chuckled, then settled them with your fingers. I'm tired now, stop please. His lips cornered twitched up. The only wasn't enough for you, you're again. Without completing your sentence, you looked away because his sea-deep eyes were digging holes in your soul. Again he chuckled and pecked your lips. Oh my love, that's not my fault if my voice is beautiful, that I can't get tired of feeling her. As always, shameless Sal didn't hesitate to tell the truth on your face. You faced him, showing him your shining eyes with plead in them. He again leaned and pecked your eyes. Okay, rest well now, but remember, I'm not done fully. He nodded his head, saying, sighed and had your face in his chest, now sleeping peacefully. Then good night, it's already morning, butter. Then good morning. You close your eyes and in seconds you're in your dream world. While he was fully awake, crossing your hairs with his fingers and then looking at your features, pecked your bare shoulder and just did sheets over you. When we feel love, I promise that I will always make you happy. I will always listen to your non-stop talks in silence because I hate when you're silent. I will reveal my every secret to you. I will never mess with your heart. I will never let you go away from me. My life, you have already driven me crazy for you that now I can't find comfort when you're around. I'll make my arms the most concealed and safest place for you. Just don't ever leave me or I'll go insane. Finishing his secret confession and promises that he did while you were asleep, he kept his head on the pillow, taking you tightly in his arms and closed his eyes. not knowing what rebel was coming into their peaceful, beautiful life.